Here we're being asked to add or subtract two polynomials that only have one variable in it. Okay, so the only variable we see is the v. And here we're saying simplify, and we're going to add these two. Here's one polynomial. Let's see, here's one polynomial, and here's another polynomial. And since we're just adding the two, we can remove the parentheses around them. So I'm going to go ahead and write negative 3v squared minus 4v plus 6, and then I'm going to add a negative 2v squared plus 7. Okay, so if you remember, now we're going to be looking for like terms, and those are the only ones that we can combine. So let's going from left to right. I see a v squared here, so that's one term, along with this negative 2v squared over here. And then I have, let's see, I have one term that has a v in it, and neither of the other two have a v in it. And then I have a couple of constants, right? So we can group these together. So if I have negative 3v squared minus a 2v squared, I get negative 5v squared. And then I have a minus 4v. And then I can combine my 6 and my 7, and I get 13. So now that's simplified. If I'm asked to subtract, I can't just remove the parentheses because essentially I have a negative 1 out here. Okay, and that would mean I'd have to distribute that negative 1 to each term on the inside of the parentheses before I can remove my parentheses. But this first part, this first polynomial is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and write 5w squared plus 7. And then now I can remove the parentheses if I distribute that negative 1 to each term inside the parentheses. And that will give me a minus 3w squared. And then a minus 1 times a negative 6 is going to be a positive 6w. And then negative 1 times a positive 1 gives me a minus 1. Okay, so this looks just like something that we were doing up above in the previous problem, right? So I'm going to look for my like terms. I have a 5w squared minus a 3w squared. Those are two like terms. 5 minus 3 gives me 2w squares. Right? I don't do anything with my exponents. This is just all one. This is what makes the term like, right? So now I'm going to look, I have a 6w here, but I don't have any other w terms, so I'm just going to have plus 6w. And then the last part is I have a plus 7 and a minus 1. So plus 7 minus 1 gives me a plus 6. So my simplified expression is 2w squared plus 6w plus 6.